And it's been another week back in the office at our apartment. How are you doing? I hope very well. Few things to talk about this week. Shall we continue? So, I made myself a little list of things to talk to you about today on the back of a locations breakdown. Okay, I have been writing episode 9 for a long time now. I just keep getting distracted by Project Greenlight and hanging out with friends and Eliza, which is a wonderful thing to do. But I did a whole blog post about how hard writing is as a thing. Like, not the actual act of writing. Typing is fairly easy. I type for most of my life. I do a lot of typing. Sitting down to write when you know that what you're going to be doing is sitting there and pulling stuff from thin air, it just can be a little daunting sometimes. So it's a hard process. I'm currently on page like 36, but that's like Celtics pages, which means once you PDF it, that's probably like 25 pages or something like that. Anyway, it's coming along, and there's some really awesome and funny stuff in episode 9 so far, just to let you know. Okay, other things on the list. Gen Con. A while back I said that Eliza and I were going to have a booth in the expo hall. No, and I'll tell you why. We actually gave up the booth in the expo hall because even though they were giving us the booth, which was a huge cost savings, the amount of money we would have had to put into making a decent booth happen after that fact started to seem prohibitive on us with our personal finances, and it just didn't seem advisable. We are still going to Gen Con, though. There is a screening of the Platoon of Power Squadron. I think episode 5, it's what they screened last year when we won Best Series. So that will be this coming Thursday night. If you are going to Gen Con, this coming Thursday night at 10 p.m. in the Grand Westin Ballroom 4. You can find that in your program, too. We're going to be there, me and Eliza, at least. If you want to come get a Pops pin, and it would be fun to see you. So come on out. Those are batteries. So come on out and get yourself a Pops pin and hang out with us. If you are there, we hope to see you there. There's a link to, like, if you want to reserve a seat, it's free. Like, you don't have to pay to go to the screening. Just go and you can reserve a seat. There are so many seats, you don't need to worry about it. But there is a link to reserve one if you want. Project Greenlight. We finished our Project Greenlight entry, and I uploaded it on Tuesday. Way ahead of the deadline. Glad I did. Glad I did, because it seems like people who were waiting till the last minute with the deadline, there were a whole bunch of problems and not being able to upload and various problems and factors like that. So I'm really glad I was ahead of the game on that one. I also signed up to be a judge. Anyone can sign up to be a judge on Project Greenlight on Facebook. They just send you a 3-minute video, or under 3 minutes at least. And I've been seeing a lot of 2:58. 2 minutes and 58 seconds is a very widely used length for Project Greenlight entries. Ours was 2 minutes and 58 seconds as well. I've seen a bunch of great ones and some other ones as well, but yeah, no, it's awesome seeing what everybody put together in their 3 minutes. And when I initially said, should I use a part of Pops, people are using parts of their own things. But I'm very glad we made a self-contained little 3-minute movie. I'm very pleased with how that turned out. Pretty soon, as I am getting further along in the episode 9 script, we are going to be doing our Indiegogo. So that's going to be coming up fairly shortly. We're going to start the Indiegogo campaign for episode 9. Speaking of fundraising campaigns...
All of you know my name?
Yeah.
What's my name?
Ella.
Ella?
Ella.
Ella.
Ella Jenkins.
Ella Jenkins.
Ella Jenkins.
Ella Jenkins.
Ella Jenkins. Ella Jenkins.
And you say it so well.
That's just the intro to Tim's video for his Ella Jenkins documentary up on the Indiegogo page. That's the first link in the Dubes this week. If you want to go check it out, there's another like 50 seconds to that video and kind of explores the legacy of Ella Jenkins. And I think it's going to be a very awesome documentary, and go over there if you have a couple bucks that you want to invest into an awesome doc. Other than that, we got Gen Con this week. I've just been very, very busy, and I want to write. I want to get back to writing episode 9. So I have to go and edit this. This week's question, you guys. Last week I asked you if you were a procrastinator or not. Many of you said you don't want to be, but still are. I understand that. When it comes to things that are not video work, even writing. Like, I find myself procrastinating on writing, and it's even just little things, too. Like, because it's hard to, like, sit down and start writing. Even if you are 34 pages in, like, it takes a while to, like, convince yourself, okay, it's time to go sit down and write. Like, I found myself, like, driving the long way home, like, taking extra, like, for a pretty drive on a pretty summer's day, being like, oh, there's more trees on this route, even though it's slower, I'll take this way, you know? So that like small little things like that add up to procrastination as well. This week's question: no matter what I'm doing right now, if I'm sitting down to write, if I'm out with friends, if like I find myself continually, my mind just keeps returning to Project Greenlight and what ifs and wouldn't it be cool ifs and things like this, and my mind just keeps on returning to it just because it's something that I'm excited about. Is there something that is on your mind right now that you keep kind of coming back to? What is it that's really weighing on your mind these days? And just so I can see what everybody else is thinking about these days. I'm all consumed many times by the projects in which I'm investing my time. And I'm wondering what's on your mind right now. Is it your family and friends? Is it a project of your own? Let me know what's on your mind. That is the Pops logo. I hope you guys have a good week. I hope I do too. And I will get to it. See you next week, guys.